Hey, everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we go live, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, in our Discord, and our Facebook options trading group, I don't know, I'm having difficulties. Links are below in the description as well. Coming back up now. We had another all-time high, record-breaking day right after the impeachment happened. And, well, yesterday. Yo, Keith, what's going on? Dow was up 100 points, over 100. S&Ps are up 15-ish, 14-ish. Keith got paid and learned a lesson. Tobin's in the house, got paid. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. If you enjoy this content, hit the like button. Thank you. Rewards, how you doing, man? Disney has been on the struggle bus. I know you trade a lot of Disney. Got hit hard with those Luke Skywalker reviews. Just water, guys. Yeah, right now we're watching Nike earnings. So I'm trying to see what the report is for Nike earnings. Looks like it's about holding steady. Trying to find the report here. See what we got. All right. Nike earnings, revenue beat despite tariffs, but margins disappoint. Okay, so Nike beat earnings late Thursday. That's today. Wall Street expected Nike's earnings per share to climb 12% to 58 cents, according to Zacks Research. Revenue seen rising 8%. I bailed yesterday on Disney. I'm glad you got out. So that would have been a little pain. I don't know what Disney's at right now. Is it? Yeah, Disney's down. Did hit 145, came back, but settled in at 146. So looks like the margin's disappointed. They did beat. You know what I was thinking? I actually have I have a paper trade. I was going to trade it. I'm going to show you what my trades are here. Let me just clean up my desktop a little bit. Up 10% on DR Horton. Nice. If you're here right now, say what up. So Nike, what I was looking at on Nike, we'll get into my trades in a second. So what I was looking at Nike, I was looking at next week expiration, and I was looking at, I was selling the 101 call and the 101 put, and I was buying the 96 and the 107 is what I was looking at on Disney. This is the trade that I was looking at doing on Disney. If we go to the analysis tab and we'll go here, so let me just take down the IV down 10%. So I was actually looking at max profit was 270, max loss was 210 or so, and I was looking anywhere between 104 and 96 and a half, and right now it's at 100. So right now, if it opened here tomorrow, would have been up about $70 on that position theoretically. So it looks like it's coming through. I did paper trade that. Let me see if I can show you guys here 1 second. Trevor, what's up, man? How you doing? So I did paper trade Nike. Let me see if we can get it popping in here. So let's do this. Okay, hold on. Got my iPad here. Big Cash looks good. Crypto dropped a lot, especially XRP. So this is about paper trading here. So I actually on Nike, I actually have this trade on at close. I was down 90. So yeah, like I said, I sold the 101 call, sold the 101 put. Oh, I bought the 95 put, and I sold and I bought the 107.50 call. So let me go back to Tastyworks. So I actually had looking at the 95. Okay, so this is actually a little bit better. Max profits 390, max loss 210, and I think on my paper trading account for Thinkorswim, I got filled. If we go to the orders, I got filled at 384 on this. So not bad. So probably should have traded that for real money. You know, kind of what I'm looking at. So the thing was, I also paper traded, so I wasn't sure about FedEx. I did an Iron Condor on FedEx for earnings, and it is expiring next week. But now I'm down on paper $400 on that trade right there. So I'm glad I didn't actually do that. Nike. The thing with Nike. Let me actually close this out here. The thing with Nike. The reason why I didn't go through with the trade, I did like the trade that I researched, but what I didn't like about it is it had this massive run, and I thought that it could come back down to like the 95 area. But if it explodes upward, like if they really beat, Nike could have been like 110 because there's nothing stopping it up here. But I was looking at Nike over the last 8 earnings. I mean, they don't typically move that much. Like last earnings, they closed at 88, opened at 90, so that was only $2. The time before that, it was flat. I mean, they literally opened flat. Then the time before that, right here, it gapped down from 87 down to 85, which is $2. So earnings, it looks like they mostly move about $2. But if we go back 2 years, there was one instance here. Right here in June of 2018, it went from 71 up to 78. So that was the biggest swing out of 8 earnings. The mostest move was $7. So it moved about 10% here. So I was a little afraid, but I thought usually when a stock has run like this, let me show you here. Usually when a stock has run like this pre-earnings, a lot of this stuff is baked in. Like look at Apple. I mean, I'm not trying to compare Apple with Nike, but I'm just trying to show you the chart setup. I mean, this ran, and this earnings was relatively flat right in here. I mean, the earnings, it went from 220. They had earnings at 240, and it was flat. Whereas everyone, yo, Trevor, we started a new channel. Excuse me. We started a new channel for live streaming. I split my channel in 2 where the live streams are going to be here now. So actually starting fresh, only in the last 2 weeks got 156 subs. But we did start over. We did start over with the channel. I wanted to make different content, so I split the live streams with the from the regular content. So, you know, and for 156 subscribers, there's actually a lot of people here. You know, I appreciate everyone that moved over with me. I know it's a lot different, but that's what we're looking at right now. Oh, Nike right now. So Nike's at 100. Trevor, thank you so much, man. So Nike's literally flat down. It's literally down 80 cents. Would have been a good trade, but I didn't want to push my luck. I mean, this week I'm already up. I mean, it's Thursday. I'm up over $600 in the week. So I didn't want to push it. You know, I didn't want to take a $200 losing trade on this. So I made money on MU earnings, and I did a similar play on MU earnings. So I made about 80%. So I'm going to show you this trade right here. So MU today, I closed it out for 209. I got a $278 credit for it, and my buying power for this trade. Let's put this trade on right now. So I have next week. It was I sold the 53 put and the 53.5 call. MU 53 put, 53.5 call, and I bought the 49 put and bought the 57.5 call, 49 put, and the 57.5 call. So right now this trade is actually going for $1.69. I received 278 credit. I bought it back for 209, so I left another $40 on the table. So I made $69 on that, but I left $40 on the table because MU stayed relatively flat all day. And this was another one of those. Do you own a Kindle? No, I have an iPad Pro. MU. This is another one of those trades. Yo, Ray Lee, welcome back. Yeah, I actually have the 322 calls on SPY that is currently in a losing position, but it's a small position. This is another one of those chart plays that I was playing, kind of similar to Nike and Apple, where we had a massive run up pre-earnings. So that's why I did a very neutral trade that's why I did a neutral trade on MU, and looks like we turned out to be right because MU opened up within the expected move. The expected move was like $4.20, and you read books on your iPad. I have the Kindle app. On my iPad, yeah. But so MU close up, wrecking people's accounts. If you look at this week, even next week's expirations, you see this, they sucked the premium. This is how we made the money on this position here. Look at the puts, they all lost money, and look at the calls. The only ones that made money on the calls are deep in the money. This is next week's expiration. If you look at this week's expiration, same thing, but a little bit more drastic. I mean, right at the money here, these were down 20%, 50% right here at the money area, and the money on the call side and the puts. I mean, these all lost 80, 90%. So that's why I traded that. It gave me a wide range on MU, so we came out of MU pretty clean. I sold it right at open. I actually put an order in for $2, didn't get filled, and I put another order in for $2.10, and they gave me a fill at $2.09. So, if you guys on the main channel, on the Us versus Herd channel, if you missed the analysis video I posted for Tastyworks on how I use analysis mode, that's how I figured out this trade on MU and how to come out with it profitably and kind of show you what it's going to be like in the future. Yeah, President got impeached, but it's got to go to the Senate, so he still showed up for work today. So MU. Now let's talk about. We'll get to TNDM, but let's talk about ROKU and SPY. So SPY right now is actually moving up to 320.21. I've actually bought the 322 calls. Now this was not something that you shouldn't do. Let me pull up the 322 calls on SPY right now. I have it for this week expiration. Because the market is so slow and we was relatively flat. I mean, today we moved towards it, but it's kind of too little, too late. See, because the market was flat the last couple days. I mean, I put the SPY position. I started loading in the SPY position 2 days ago, and I loaded them up. Around the 30s, and because it was flat, Theta really kicked in a high here, and these brought these down to 3 cents today. Probably should have averaged down a little bit because it did hit up to 10 cents. So right now I still have the 322 calls. We're just going to ride it out. It's going to be a small loser. There's only $18 net lick left in this, so not really much to do. So if these do hit, I mean, I have 3 of them. So and my average cost on these is going to be 18 cents. Why did I buy calls TNDM? I'll show you why. I'll show you why I bought calls on TNDM in a second here. I'll show you why. So we'll see. Ariana, what's going on? So it looks like SPY's moving up after hours here. I mean, these 322s could hit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow's also a quad witching day, so just be aware. Pricing may be a little different, okay? So let's go into ROKU, and we'll talk about TNDM. TNDM was just a scalp. ROKU, now ROKU 2 days ago, I bought ROKU. I bought the 138 call for 226. Now, made a couple of mistakes on this trade. Luckily, I was able to get out. I put it on for 226, sold it for 375 today. So, you know, we made a decent return. We made about 50% or so, a little bit more than 50%, maybe like 70%, 60%. You know, Trevor, I'll go over TNDM in a second. So ROKU, the issue is, let me pull up ROKU here. The first problem I had was I did this week's expiration, and the problem, same thing with SPY. I put a position on. I put this on the 17th at 12:56 p.m. So 2 days ago. Let's zoom in here. Right in here when it was flat, and it just ate up the premium. And then yesterday, ROKU was flat. It ate up the premium. Yo, Chathan, how you doing? So, ROKU, go figure. Netflix was running for once, but ROKU wasn't. They like inversed it. You know, ROKU was not running the last couple of days. I thought for sure after we had a sell-off here on ROKU, came down, it was starting to stabilize. So I thought I would get in early. Well, not early per se, but just get in right at like the 135 area. And it just, the problem was it just stuck there. It just stuck. ROKU was stuck at 135. It was dipping down to 134, 133, came back up. For some reason, really like the 135 area. Now, the mistake that I made, I don't know what is going on with me. Seriously, so annoying. So annoying with this. Now, the mistake that I made is, if you can see this candle, so I paid 226. I put the trade on right in here. When ROKU was trading, I was 226 when I was trading right in here. The next morning, it immediately, that call spiked up. You can see right here, ROKU spiked up to 137.64. It went up to 285, and I didn't take the 30%, 40% win. That was the mistake. I could have got out real nice and easy at open the next day. Next morning, it spiked up, could have got out for a 30, 35% win. Didn't take the money. Instead, bag hold held, and it was as low as 74 cents. It was as low as 74 cents today. Now, I could have averaged down, but because I didn't get out at the right time, I didn't want to put more capital to it. And then all of a sudden, I actually stepped away from my computer. I was actually gone. I probably should have set some alerts or something. But it spiked up from 74 cents all the way up to $4. I sold at $3.75. So I got out at almost the top there, $3.75, as you can see there. But you know what that teaches me is, yes, I made money, so I got out alive. But you got to be in this market. You don't know what's going to happen. Like this should not have happened. As you can see, it then faded the rest of the day. You know, came back down after that humongous volume spike. This shouldn't have happened, but it did. So the issue is I planned the trade accordingly, but the problem was I didn't take profits when it was time. I could have taken profits immediately the next day at open. Instead, I bag held for another day and then into half today, and it expires tomorrow. So, you know, you have to be careful. The lesson here is, you know, I made the mistake not taking profits when it's time. You know, if you hit your targets, you know, my target was met, 20 to 30% is fine. as time goes on, like the option expires tomorrow. As time goes on, it gets harder and harder and harder to break even the more you're out of the money, right? So I had the 138. The longer this stayed flat and the closer we got to the expiration, the higher I needed the stock to go to break even, So, very risky trade. And if you didn't sell this after being down 50% on that trade or more than 50% on this trade, I mean, you deserve to lose at this point, I made a mistake. I thought it was going to creep up. And luckily we were able to thankfully we were able to get out. Trevor, most people here trade options. Not so much crypto. But I mean, I'm rooting for it. I'm actually going to be doing some videos on building a Bitcoin mining kit. But as you can see, look at these calls now that they're out. Now that Roku, now it's out of the money. It's riding right at the money. I had the 138 calls. These went from $4 down to now they're at 165. Would have been a losing trade again. So if you don't learn, how far do you normally go out on expiration? What do you mean? You telling me like how far, how many weeks or how many days out do I trade? So for day trades are one thing, but for swing trades is another. But typically, like in the market, when the market is this slow, we gotta trade 10 to 14 days out. When the market is this slow, because I made some money in McDonald's yesterday, but I chose 16 days out. I made 20% on McDonald's yesterday. I didn't do a live stream yesterday. So when the market is slow, you don't know when a flat day, you could be layering in positions, but as time goes by, you just run out of time. And the less time you have and you're out of the money, the more you need the stock to go up. I mean, I got extremely, this is an anomaly. I got extremely lucky that we had a almost 2 million volume candle here, So learn quite a few lessons with Roku. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta stay disciplined in taking your profits, and that luckily came back around. But I didn't have much time left. That definitely could have been a very big problem. TNDM, I did scalp. TNDM, I was trading here and mostly just trading off of the support levels. TNDM. Now I bought it for 208, sold it for 225. Could have sold it for a little bit more. The reason why I've been trading TNDM a little bit here. The reason I like it here on the 1 year chart, I do like it at like 58.60. So I just played it for a very, very small pop, and I got what I needed to do, and I got out. But it dropped a lot. RSI was coming back down here in the 30s. I put the position on at 10 a.m. It was 10:12, so I got in right here. I got out at 11:28 when it popped. Probably could have got out right here. Let's pull this up. I had the 60 calls for next week. Once the holidays like this, things move slow around the holidays. I mean, mostly algo tradings right now. But today, let's look at these calls here. So today, these dropped down from 360. I bought them at 208 down in here at 10:12, and then these actually popped up to, actually this was me right here, this 225. They did pop up to like 230, 240. I sold at 225, but it was a nice little scalp. TNDM, just the chart. I like the chart is very two-sided here for both calls and puts. However, the volume isn't that good, so you got to be careful. Reward, you go minimum 30 days out? Yeah, I mean, it depends on, I would say I have more time to monitor my trades than most people. I know you're out in the boonies and you don't necessarily have the best signal. So, to be safe trading, I mean, yeah. And then if you want to trade in the money or out of the money, I mean, that's kind of up to you. That way you have time for it to work out. But for me, I try to flip them a little bit faster. I usually just trade options calls. Jeff Koski, thanks, man. You're on a short lunch break. Hope you're doing well. Next week is going to be interesting. According to GEX, for a 1% move up in SPY, there will be a possible 8 billion shares to move the price lower. Same levels we had in January 2018 and October 2018. Wow. Wonder what the Fed's going to do. Yeah, there is terrible open interest in volume on TNDM. It just the chart was good. Gotta go get a Kindle. iPad Pro is harder to read on. Let's see where Nike is at. Oh man, it's at $100. Burning that premium. That would have been a good trade. Trevor didn't get to my desk till after 8, so I missed all the moves today. Well, Ariana, you had a good trade on Nvidia yesterday. You locked that in nicely. Or was that Facebook? Federal Pump, that's all we know. That's all they know how to do. Yeah, I mean the Fed balance sheet. The Fed balance sheet, they haven't updated since December 11th, but it's up there. we're basically they need another 300 more billion, and they'll be back to where they started. Nick, our iron condors on paper are making paper. Yeah, I should have pulled the trigger. I just didn't want to risk my profits on Nike. Was kind of a gamble because of the trade war, and I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure on Nike. They don't move a lot, but I think the higher, Trevor, I think the higher the stock market goes, the less people will care about crypto. If you can lock in 100%, 40% gains on the stock market, you don't necessarily need crypto. Not saying like crypto's gonna go anywhere. But if you look at crypto here, I mean, it's taking, geez. No, logged in. Not logged in. If you look at like Bitcoin, I mean we're definitely descending here from the highs. I mean the pattern hasn't broke out of the pattern yet for this year. So I think that the higher the stock market goes, I mean the less people are going to care. Really realistically, it's got to come back up to like 8,700 to break this trend here. Caught Apple yesterday, double bottom, but my stop to close price action. Nice. How long on? I have a long call on Campbell Soup and use puts to make money on the dips. Trevor, it's all about research rotation in the markets, research liquidity, research rotation, understand how the stock market works related to like precious metals such as gold, silver, that kind of thing. Look at the bond markets, start to understand rotation, market rotation. But overall, I mean, the market right now is relatively slow. I mean, I honestly just thought we were just going to be low volume grind up. And we actually, what is this volume right here? Look at this. Oh, this was after close. Look at that. 7 on SPY. Are they starting the realignment already? So we're gonna see some funny things tomorrow. So since tomorrow's quad witching, if you don't know what quad witching is, look it up. But it's definitely when 4 of the financial products expire. So we're gonna have futures expiring, options on futures, options contracts expiring, and futures expiring. I'm not going to see that much fear in the market because right now the Feds are behind it. And also, we got the trade news behind us for now. As long as the trade news stays out of the news, we're good. Now, if the trade war comes back into the news, and they're like, hey, we don't really want to sign this deal. We're not too sure. And uncertainty comes back into the market, then we might see some issues. But right now, the market's going to close early on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, it's closed. So next week, we're trading with basically a half a week. It's going to be open Monday. Next week, the market's going to be open Monday, half a day Tuesday, close Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday. So, people have already taken off work already, hedge fund managers, big money managers, stuff like that. If the Senate impeaches Trump, I think that would be the biggest upset in American history. I mean, the Republicans control the Senate, and if you looked at how many Republicans voted for the impeachment that are in the House versus Democrats, you'd see that it's in the Republicans' favor. So, the Democrats control the House, Republicans control the Senate, so the checks and balances are going to be what they are. So right now going into the holidays, we're looking at low volatility, we're looking at low volume, and I don't know. So not to get political here. The only reason why we care about impeachment, is the numbers, and they were up into we knew that the market wasn't going to care about the House impeachment vote because the market wasn't reacting beforehand. The market wasn't selling off. The market wasn't going up. The market was just staying flat. And then as soon as it's over, the market went up. So nobody knows what's going to happen, but it's the good news. The good news right now is good news is the Senate passed the spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. Hopefully Trump signs the bill. But yeah, I would say any stocks you guys want to look at? Trevor, Trump's not getting removed anytime soon, man. I think the only time he has a chance of getting removed is if he loses the 2020 election, which, who knows what's going to happen then. All right, what stocks you're going to look at right now? What stocks you want to look at? GS, Ray Lee. GS. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up. Where is it? Where is my post from the other day for GS? Okay, so take a look at this. Okay, so GS, I posted on the Facebook. Yeah, Ray. We'll look at Boeing as well and Tesla. Aaron, if you're here right now, say what up. Do me the favor, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so on December 10th, it's now on December 19th, I was looking at Goldman Sachs to see if it was going to break. Think short or breakthrough. Everyone pretty much said it was going to be a bull run. This was on December 10th, and I was seeing if it was going to break out on that. So right now, we were looking at this break at like 225. It did break above to 232. It went nuts, you know. So right now, I think that Goldman Sachs probably, you know, probably going up to like 240 area. I don't know when. The thing is, this is very reminiscent of like 2017, 2016, where in December the markets would just keep going up. So it's hard to say where this is going to stop. We had some pullback today, only 51 cents, but it's going to keep going. But I think really nice call. The banks are benefiting the most from the Fed. I agree, Chathan. If only I traded it. If only I traded that breakout. This was before, the reason why I didn't trade it, this is before the trade truce, I'm going to call it, was announced. So there was a little bit more uncertainty than just the chart. Tesla broke out as well. Now we actually still have this line in here from a couple days ago where we were saying that Tesla, we were talking about in here where Tesla was, you know, it would top out like 380, 385 area, and it kept dropping over the last 3 years, right? Now we finally broken above, so, you know, honestly, who knows? Who knows where Tesla's going to go? The sky is the limit. There's no resistance up here. Zero resistance. I mean, we're getting quite into the territory of overbought. So what I would like to see on Tesla is if we have a pullback to like 390, consolidate, and then move back up. That's what I'd like to see. Ray Boeing. So I'm bullish Boeing. I was actually going to put a position on today. But what I don't like about Boeing right now is holding Boeing overnight due to the overnight risk and the news risk. You know, anything could happen, anything could come out. You know, I do like, you know, it's bounced here last few times. It's been in the 320 area. It's bounced back in August, and it bounced back in October, and it bounced just now in the 320 area. And it looks like it's going to make a recovery. I want to play this 330 to 340 gap, but I'm just a little bit concerned of the news. So a lot of times what happens is when bad news rolls out, more bad news is to follow because people like CNBC or Yahoo News or whoever, it's easy for them to dig in deeper. That's why, like, when Tesla was having bad news or Chipotle was having bad news, then you have all these reporters trying to look for a story, and they dig dirt. Now the eyes are on Boeing. So that's why I just get worried. For a day trade is fine. I just get a little bit worried about the overnight risk of holding during the news that's going on right now. You guys are going crazy in the chat, trying to keep up here. PA's going to the moon. Aaron, true, TRU. So TransUnion looks like, to me, just looks like it's going to consolidate here. You know, volatility is really, really low right now, so it looks like it's just going to chill here. I mean, I would, if you want to, just buy. Looks like it stabilized here at like 84 and up to 86. So you could trade this very tight range if you want. Option wise, volume is pretty terrible, and they only have monthlies, so bid and the ask is rather wide as well. So I would probably stay away from this product. Crazy world we live in. All right, Tobin. Boeing super sketchy until they get a new engine in the sky. Yeah. But 70% institutional hold. Remember this, guys. 70% institutional hold. I don't think it matters where you work or who you work for. Jobs are not guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, multiple streams of income is always key. All right, Tobin and Peter's got CAG. Oh, man. Ripped on earnings here. So it looks like they have a little bit of catching up to. Looks like they're still recovering from 2018. Obviously, I mean that thing dropped on this earnings right here. Whew. But yeah, I mean Tobin looking like back up to 36, 37 area. Rental properties. Netflix going to break 337. Look at Sage. Tobin, you like these charts. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it does look I would say, I mean, it's probably going to be moving up. I don't know what liquidity is on Sage. I think we looked at this last time and it's still going up. Liquidity is not great. I mean, not terrible, but I mean, bid and the ask if it's 55 and $1.50, it's dangerous to trade unless you're just holding stock. I would just hold stock if you're going to trade this. What was it? Netflix. Okay, Netflix. Trying to keep up with you guys. Netflix. So I was trading Netflix last week and it just didn't want to break. I was trading Netflix and it just didn't want to break. And then this week is the week it wanted to move way out of range. So, you know, I definitely think that it's going to see if it's going to test here 337 like you said. And then if it does, I mean, it's going to try to close this gap up here to 360 for sure. For sure. How's the real estate market doing in Cali? I was looking at real estate in Cali. It's hot. It's expensive. Love, LUV, and then I think Tobin had a couple more too. If I could find them, let's see if I could find them. Tobin. All right, I got you, Tobin. So Southwest. They recently benefited from a payout from Boeing, actually, and to me, honestly, I don't like this 1 year chart setup. I mean, 58 hard rejection, but there's really no consolidation until like the 52 area, and it's not that great. I would wait to 52. It looks. I mean, unless you're shorting it, unless you want to short it, I mean, short to 52. I would wait. For me personally, I'd wait till 52 and see what happens. Chathan says, I still think the Fed's still planning on something like 500 bill into the repo market. Yeah, I mean they're gonna pump it, and if they don't, APOG. Yeah, liquidity not the best on these either. But I mean the chart looks like, I guess it depends on what direction it's going to take after earnings here. Like which direction is it going to trend down to like 26 or try to go back up? It really depends on what the price action is after earnings here. Keith says funding secured 420 on the Tesla. Most people will be affected. You can multiple streams of income, but I knew plenty of friends who had multiple streams of income and lost everything. Money can be taken away from you at any point. Yeah, but I think with Ariana, yes, money can be taken from you, but I would be willing to bet that the odds are better with multiple streams of income. Let's say you just have a job, like a single job. If you just have one job and you have a single source of income, and that's taken away from you, you know, food stamps in no time for sure. You know, like you don't know when you're going to be getting another job. You don't know when you're going to be able to get another stream of income versus, let's say you have 3 streams of income, you lose one, you still have 2 other forms of income. Even if they're not your main income, at least you can afford some like ramen noodle soup or something. You know what I mean? Like they may not be your main revenue of income, but but it's better than nothing. It's better than begging for government assistance or food stamps or anything like that. Watch out for forest fires. Yeah, PCG. Lulu. So I did trade a little bit. Lululemon got out break even last week, and it's been chilling. So right now, Lululemon looks like it's consolidating after earnings. After coming down from 235, it does look like it's going to move up. But the question is on Lululemon, when? I do believe it's going to move back up, but the question is when. Not sure. Yo, Steve, what's going on? Yeah, PCG's been running because of all their government stuff. Nice wide ranges here. However, the options are pricey because of the expected moves. I mean, $1.50 move for next week. And the monthly is a $4 move. And think about this. For January, 29 days out, it's anticipating a $4 move. The price is $11. It's like almost 45% move there. So I don't know. The problem that I had with PCG, I mean, it does still look like it's downtrending here. I mean, like it's making lower highs here. I just don't know all about PCG and to make a knowledgeable trade on it. And I didn't know, I wasn't knowledgeable enough into their legal woes with California and all that. So I didn't get involved. Trevor, I appreciate it. Still clashing with the governor. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't live in California. I'm not familiar with the company. I'm just not sure what the legal troubles are with PCG, and I don't want to make a bad trade. So, for me, you just got to go with what you know. I mean, I know it sounds basic, but trade with what you know. Trade with industries that you know about. If I was big in the oil industry, you'd see me trading a lot of oil stocks, but you see me trading a lot of tech stocks because I'm big in the tech industry. Shop is headed off the moon. So to the moon. Like if you look at my screen here, Shop is gonna just keep going. I wonder, did our friend Citron ever get out of their Shopify short that they put on back down when it was like 120? I don't know, but we're coming up. I want to see what happens here at 409, 400, 409 area. Looks like 400 got stopped out a couple times here yesterday and today. Yesterday hit 404, dropped. Today it pushed up to 400, dropped as well. So it's interesting to me what's going to be happening here at 400 for Shop. But I guess there's really no reason for it to go down. However, I mean it's just there's no two-sided action as well. And you guys, let me show you. Whoa. I mean, there's no two-sided action here at all. I mean, you literally could have just bought calls every single month, and it would go up until October, September, and October. But hopefully, you made enough money. I mean, you could have been blind and just been trading this. You could just close your eyes and pinned it here, and you would have made money. You thought you were a genius. Like, oh man, I'm a investing genius, making money left and right. So I don't think any significant pullback is bought. I mean, people are probably thinking on this, I want to call it crash here. I mean, it did fall from 409 down to 286. People were probably like, oh man, this is going to 175, 150, 100, like no time, right? Trevor's buying puts here. Good luck. I mean, it looks like it might work out, but puts to 370 maybe. For me in this market, it seems to be easy. Don't fight the trend. Wait for the buy the dip moment and buy the dip, and it works out a lot better. Fine than shorting. Sure, you'll make your money every once in a while shorting, but oh, I didn't know FC was here listening. He's got the ACA. He's talking about the minor. Assets. Yeah, Peter, go with the trend. I was short 2 trades. I was short 2 trades this week, or was it last week? I have to check. It was Monday, I think. I was short 2 trades Monday, lost both trades. I was long. Every single long trade that I've done this week has worked out. So don't mess with the Fed. So, anyways, guys, it's been fun chatting. We're coming up an hour at 50 minutes. As always, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're not yet a subscriber, hit subscribe. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus her.